Hey, gals and guys, it's Christopher Mosher from MyMediaHelper.com, and this time out, what we're going to take a look is at news pages, news articles, obviously through SharePoint. So let me just give you an idea as to what that can look like as far as this is concerned. So here's the site that I work on during my full-time hours, and as you can see, there are different articles for different categories here. I'll show you exactly where that's drawn from and everything and how to go about putting them up here. That's the good thing about news pages as opposed to just regular pages. Now to explain it, so this would be a regular page. Something like this would just be a page that you would have normally in your navigation. So that's something you would go new page or copy of page. So that's basically like your main site would be your pages, right? Your main architecture, your main taxonomy. And then you would have news articles, which are a little more flexible. You wouldn't use those as pages, but you would use them for content to this degree as far as breaking them up as far as categories are concerned. So hopefully that doesn't confuse you too much. There is a difference between the two. I wouldn't use a news article for a main page, for a navigation page in your structure. All right. I mean, you can do it. I just wouldn't recommend it. So let's go. Let me show you here. I just want to go. Actually, want to get to this site right here. All right. And then let me actually go here just to show you how it's. I'll go to site contents. I'm going to go to our pages, and just to show you how that's set up as categories. So pages, I have navigation pages. Those are just regular pages that I just explained to you that would go into the taxonomy. All this faxing applications, these are all categories for different particular articles. And I'm going to show you how to go ahead and do that. And let me just go back here. And I just want to go back here again. And just show you again. Yeah, let me go into the edit and I'll explain all this a little better for you. I just want to show you myself out of the way here. Let's go to like Adobe. Let's go to Adobe products. So I'm going to click on here. I actually want to go to edit web part because these are news page web part. And you can break up. There's different. I'll show you how to do this. And you can break this up, do different formatting, as you can see over here. What the formatting will do. I just do it as a list for this particular case. I have 4, new up to 8. I only have 3 articles on there now. That's why it's only showing 3. But just not to populate the page because there's a lot of different categories. I just stick with 4. So you can stick with whatever you want as far as how many posts that you want to show on this particular page. If they want to see more posts on that particular category, they can just go to see all, and I'll do that in just a moment. All right, so you get different choices. Show author. This is all pretty self-explanatory, right? Show date and things. The filter. So this is what you want to do. So you can see here, and I'll go step by step when we're going to go ahead and post an article real quick. So you can see the property name. So it's going to be new post category. It's going to equal to Adobe. So the category is going to be, right, news post category, which here's the categories. And then it's going to equal exactly this category. And that's the only category I want down there. And you can put more than one label on a particular article if you really want to. I try not to do that too much. I try to make everything pretty clean and consistent. But I mean, that's up to you. Maybe you have a purpose to do that. That's totally up to you. I'm just here to show you how to do it, not to do with it what you need as far as your business or your personal practices are concerned. Okay, so I'm going to say this is draft. I just wanted to show you that area right there. All right, let's see. Where would have, okay, builds. So again, like I said before, there's only 4 articles for each category showing on this main page. But if people want to see more categories, they can just select all, and then they'll have a whole page of that category, every article that's in that category. And of course, they can do a search as well, and it will show up, it will populate in the search. That's where keywords and metadata and everything come into play. So let's go to the new page. Now I want to show you these 2 links over here in a minute. So let's go to here. I want to go to here. I want to go to here. Okay, and we'll go to content. So this is a brand new site that I'm populating over from what I just showed you to this new site. So there's not a lot of pages on there. And I don't have any categories set up. So let's go ahead and set up a category in here. Let me just open one of these pages for you. We'll open in a different link. Yep. All right. So these are all one category. These are all articles on one particular subject. And my computer seems to be slow. It's morning. It's like me, punchy and slow. So I apologize for that. And so that's the article. And what I want to do is put in categories for these particular articles. And what you want to do is add a new column or new column here. And these are all your choices, obviously. So speaking of word choice, there is choice right there. And that's what I'm going to pick for my new column. All right, and then I'm going to put in article categories. All right, and then you can go as far as you want. You can add as many choices. You can choose your own color. I don't really have a description. That effect. And I'm going to change this to telehealth, because that's these particular articles encompass. And you can put any color you want in there. Change the color as you want. I'll just put a nice purple. I'll get rid of these for now. That's really all I need. Well, I'm going to put a different choice in there too. Let's put a different choice in there. Let's go this one. And then it will default to this particular color. And again, you can put any color you want in there. That will do that. Okay, just 2 examples for you. And default value is going to be none. There's going to be no default. I'm going to go in and manually do these. The default just means that once you create a new page, it's exactly as the word is meant to be. It will just show that particular category for the page you created. Okay, so here is our new column that we created for this. And I'm just going to go down to this one, just for example, and you can just click here. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Sorry. Should be able to just click here. Normally it just pops up. And let's see here. Details. All right, hit details. All right, and then here's article categories. This is now in a choice that you have, so you just click on that. Put telehealth. Put this. And this one. Only this one allows one category. It's not allowing both, which is fine. I only want that as telehealth anyway, so that's perfectly fine. That's perfectly acceptable. And then this is going to be telehealth as well. These are all telehealth actually. So I'll just go here, other details. Scroll down, and that will be telehealth as well. Okay, and this is teleconference. These are all telehealth. Active Directory. Okay, be, so we can go in here and edit column settings. We can add some applications or programs I could put in there. And it will default to this yellow, which is fine. So I'm going to save that. And then for Active Directory, Microsoft Active Directory. Here, details. And then we'll scroll down and I'll add applications for that. Okay. And so on and so forth. And it's eventually, if you have like a ton of articles, it's gonna look like this. There's a lot more. There's a lot of pages that have been created over time and then incorporated into this page right here, which is popping up. All right, there we go. All right. So let's go to our main site. This is a site for an internal IT page. And you're going to put new here. Okay. And I'm going to do a news post. I'm not going to do a page because that page would be in the taxonomy up here. I want to do a news post. Doesn't matter here. I'm going to change this anyway, so you can choose whatever. You can use these images. I tend to stay away from the images at the top. This is for loading time, and I don't know. In this particular case, for what I'm doing, I don't necessarily need them. So create post. I'm going to call it, I don't know, library I could call it. This is where all my articles are going to sit, where people can go to this particular page and get all the articles and tutorials and how-tos and all that. I'm just going to call it library for now. I'm going to get rid of me. I'm going to go to this edit right here. Where is it here? All right. See, this is where you can change it. This is just like doing pages. If you see my other tutorials, we've already done this already. It's pretty much the same thing. All right, I'm just going to go blank there. And then this is just default content that was in there. So you can change these around as you go. So I click on this right here. I'm just going to make it one column for now. And then I'll just grab some information from another page. It's on the other monitor. You can't see it. This is just for example. Actually, this is incorrect. Actually, I'm going to call this this isn't your library page. This is your article page. So we'll create a library page. All right. Okay, so this is your first article or another article. Sorry, I misspoke on that. And I'll explain the difference in just a second. I'm just going to take a piece of this article here. This is, computer will let me. I'm not going to do the whole thing or format the whole thing. A little bit. Get rid of all this stuff. Just delete, get rid of this section. Hit delete. All right. Now, if you go over here, click on here. Oops. That's centered. Left. And give a text block above. Publish date if you want, which sometimes should be a good idea, especially for news articles and things like that. You can go to page details. You can do a thumbnail, which I recommend because if you do a thumbnail, it's going to show up. Now, if you have a picture within your article, it's going to draw from that article, that picture from your article. If you don't, like this particular case, you can put a picture here, or even if you have pictures in your article, you can still put a picture here, and that will be the default that will appear here. So let's just, let's go to Google. Actually, let's look at this first. So this I've mentioned before. This is a very helpful guide. This is all the different sizes of images for your SharePoint, the different sections. All right, and you can just, you even want to find, I put it in there already, looking for news size. So all right, here's what I'm looking for. So it's a 16:9 ratio. Now another program, if you watch my other videos, you know I use Photopea a lot. It's like an online Photoshop. It's very useful for the basic stuff that I'm doing as far as images and things of that nature. So I'm going to do new. I'm going to do 72 DPI. I'm going to do 16:9. Create. And I'm just going to blow that up a little bit. So that's 16:9. So if I put in 400, as long as this lock is on here, it will match what I put in there. So 400 by 225. So that's going to be a perfect size for me. And I'll know next time to put maybe not 16:9, maybe 400 by 225. I'm just going to go out and go to free images. And then we'll look for Pixie Bay. As you can see, I go there often. And I'm going to put in telehealth and see what comes up for that. These are just free images. You can use commercial free. And it doesn't really matter at this stage. Let me just put that in. We have to log in. Download. I don't really need it that big. It's only going to be, let me do this. It's only going to be 400 by 225. So I'm just going to grab the smallest. Okay, there it is right there. I'm just going to drag this over to my other monitor. And I'll open Photopea. And I'm just going to drag this image over on top of here. And then I'll just do a go into this, and then I'm just going to freeform it. I'm just going to stretch. I'm going to cheat a little bit on this one. Make sure it bleeds off a little bit. It doesn't look too weird. All right, very cool. Check the size, that's okay. I'm going to hit file, I'm going to export as PNG. And I'm just going to call it telehealth. Okay. Just put that in my downloads. Go back over to the article that I started. Change the thumb on that. And hit upload. So uploading the image. And there it was thumbnail. Okay. So here's our article. I'm just going to post news. All right, there's not a lot there. This just clearly is an example. I have other videos where I go step by step on how to post articles and things of that nature. So check out one of my other SharePoint videos that I posted. This is just solely to show you how to go ahead and do a navigation page for your news articles. So I'm going to go back to the main site. Go back to the main site. If I can get there. Okay, now this is where I'm going to make a new page, and let me show you exactly. Let me refresh this, and it's actually pretty pretty good that I made that mistake before. This is a news page. This is not a page. I do not want this as library. So I am going to rename, and then it's going to be called, what did I say? Teleaudiology. You make that error. That's how you fix it. Very simple, very easy. Okay. It's going to be a news site. It's going to be telehealth. So you're on this page right now. Did not change. It did not change. Wasn't paying attention to what was happening. I didn't hit rename. I didn't refresh. What's up with that? Close this. Oh, I already have a teleology. Oh, okay, that's fine. I must have started this before. All right, so screw up number 2 is to the fact that it's not going to let you name the site the same thing twice. So what I'm going to do is just delete this. Yeah, I created this other page last week, so I don't even remember that I created it, but that's fine. I can show you how to delete a post. That's out of there. Okay. And then see, it's not there anymore. If I refresh, then I don't see library anymore. So I'm very confused. Where are we? Reached. No, did I delete both of them? I didn't mean to do that. All right, well, I can go back and create it again. I'll just create a new post. I'll do this very quickly this time. It's going to be I'm just going to make it blank. I'm just going to grab a piece of the text from here, throw it in there, and then I'm going to go up here to page details, change them. And now that the thumb should already be there now, so let's go to site because we already uploaded it. And then it should be in library because that's what the site was originally called. I got to change the name of that to teleaudiology. So anyways, there's that. There's that. Save. And then we go back and refresh. Oh, there it is right there. All right. So there it is. So that's a news article on teleaudiology. And then once these come up, then I can put it in a category. I'll show you a few other things too. And if you had to rename it, obviously you just rename it. But in this case, it's exactly what I want it to be. There's the name of it. Then put my category, which is going to be telehealth. And there it is right there. Now, as far as that thumbnail, you know what I'm going to do is site content. I'm going to go to assets. Go to site pages. This is called library. Yeah, it's not my library page. So I really want to put, so I'm going to rename this. And then I'll just make sure all my pictures go into that particular folder for that particular article. You have no idea what this is. So there is already a teleology. Okay. So again, I created this page last week. So I'm going to delete this library. There's already a teleology, so it's not making me do two folders. You can't create two folders with the same name. So I'm just going to go into this. And then let's see what type of pictures are in here. In order to see what pictures are in here, go here. The tiles. And get a better idea of what's in here. I don't know what this stuff is. Doesn't look like anything I really need. So I'm just going to kill all this stuff. I'm going to delete all that. So if you want to delete images, and I'm just going to grab that telehealth thumb and just drag it over. Okay, there's that. I'll go back to this page. I'm just going to refresh it. I'm going to edit it. Page details. I'm going to change the thumb. I just want to make sure it's in the correct path. So site pages, and assets, and then there's ideology, and there's the thumb, and I just want to make sure it's in the correct path. Okay, so here is our news article. You can get rid of this stuff too as well. Let's get rid of that real quick. You don't necessarily have to have these articles of interest. Don't want that right now. Don't want any comments on there right now. So I'm just going to update this news. Okay, so that's our article. That's our news page. So now we want to add it to a main library page. Remember when I accidentally created a news page as library? I actually want to create that as a page. So I'm going to go here. And then I'm going to create new. And this time I'm going to create a page instead of a news post. So let's create a page. And as soon as it wants to open. And again, it doesn't really matter what you grab here. You can change these. It's not that hard. Okay. Move myself over here. Okay. Now this time I do want it as library. No mistaking that this time out. And then I'm just gonna make it plain. And I can turn this a different color. All right. So usually I just like break these up in three columns. So I'll have a category here, here, and here for my particular case. Excuse me. All right. And then what I want to do, as soon as that's out of the way, is find my plus. There it is. And then I want to find content, what's properties, documents, news. Okay. And as you can see, that's already there. So it's going to draw from what you posted in this particular site. And again, I normally do list for my needs, but there's some to choose from. You can see the thumbnail is pretty good size. All right. My news source is going to be from this site. I'm creating news sources on this site particularly. I'm not drawing. If there's other sites under the umbrella of this right here, which there are several, I could draw from those if I wanted, but I'm not going to do that. Number of posts, like I said before, I usually do 4. I try not to populate the page too much. Show the author. Don't really want to show the author. Show first published date. I'll leave that there for now. All right, so I want to, let's see here. This includes recently added, recently changed. These are all pretty self-explanatory. Created by, modified by, page properties. So I want page properties. I want article categories. I want equals. And then I want telehealth. And then all my telehealth articles will populate there. And then I'll just save. All right, so as you see, I don't have very many. Let's go back to our contents. And let's just match up, make sure we didn't make any errors. All right, so telehealth. So it might not like that capital that's in there. Let's go back to edit. Once this populates, let's go back here. And then we'll get rid of that H. Oops. Okay. And we'll save this draft. Now, I don't want that form 134 in there. I'm not sure why that's in there. These both should be in there. So let's go to telehealth. I'm going to publish this. That. I'm going to refresh. I'm going to edit. I'm not sure why that form 134 necessary whatever equipment is. I'm not sure why that's there. So let's go to edit. I don't want that there. That 134 is not conducive to what's going on in this particular. All right. Let's. Okay, so I didn't select a property name. Okay, so there we go. So I put page properties, article categories, equals, we want telehealth. Okay. And there's our telehealth article. Save. All right, so here's the 3 articles that I have posted. 3 news articles, 2 are under telehealth, and 1 under material management. So let's go into, and I do realize what I did incorrectly, and I hope this helps you. You've got to make sure that you are creating news posts and not pages. So what I did is accidentally made a page for this video teleconferencing VTC. That's why it was not showing up instead of a news page. So I drove myself crazy. So there's two. There's pages. So that's in your taxonomy and in your navigation. Those are your main pages that you would use. Or there's news posts, and then the news posts will show up underneath the categories that you so choose. Let's show you one more time. I hope that my screw up is your education, is my hope. All right, so that's all we have here. So we have two telehealth articles. We have 3 navigation pages, which are pages, not news articles. And that's our materials management. Okay, gals and guys, that is all I have on this. Please post any comments and questions you may have in the comments below. And please certainly subscribe. I would appreciate that, as we are growing modestly. I'd like to grow the channel, of course. Please like this video if you liked it. Please share if you want to share it. Please hit the bell if you want updates. And sorry, my computer is a little slow. Seem to be doing that here. I think I just got too much shit going on it. But I appreciate you as always. I thank you as always. And I will catch you next time.